I have help today. I have help. She decided she wanted to be part of it. So while we're waiting for everyone to come on, hi, I'm Susan. Momentum's just going to do some stuff. I'm going to change the camera, see if I can convince her to leave me and go over to, can you go hop it up in your bed? Nice. And down. Super. Sit. Stand. Lily. Down. All right, come on over here. Good job. And going back over your bed. Nice. Can you wave to everybody? One. Nice. Good job. Okay, so there's the welcoming committee for you. Momentum, when I went to go live, she just came over here and jumped up and said, hey, I'd like to say hi to everyone for me. Is that all right? So hello, everybody from Momentum and I. And today we are live to celebrate the last day of our super cyber celebration. And hello to all of you out there. Please tell me where you're from. And I have a question for you to answer. And it looks like this. Where do you do most of your dog training? So do you do it alone at home? Do you train with friends mostly? Do you train only like under the supervision of another professional, like in a class or one-on-one lessons or workshops? Or I don't really train that often. Or do you have some other place or location that you train at? I couldn't think of those are the ones that I could come up with. So I just want to know, where do you do your training? Momentum. Amelia says hello. Isn't that nice of her? Where do you do most of your training? I myself do a lot of it. Well, it's almost all my training is done on this property. So I have several locations, some outside, several in this house. And then of course I have spots over in the building that I can train as well. So I want to know, where do you guys do your training? The majority of your training, because I have had people who tell me I don't ever train in between my sessions. I just train in class. All right. So where do you do the majority of your training? And while we are waiting for other people to get on, I'm going to share with you some winners. People won yesterday. If you would like to win a prize, today's prize For My Merles is a nice tuggy, my favorite tuggies. I've got a couple examples with a raspberry on the end. I can't promise you that they're going to look exactly like this, but this one is a Recallers tuggy, and the good people at For My Merles are sharing. I'm giving away three of my favorite tug toys today. Well, we're going to give away one right at the end of the session today, and then two, my team is going to go and look on the comment sections on both YouTube and Facebook and see who shared today's broadcast. So all that you have to do to win, there's 3 chances instead of 1 today, is share today's broadcast on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I don't know how you do it on Instagram. That would be more difficult. You can put it in your Instagram stories, I guess. Share it on your social media. Come on back here, say shared, and tell us where. And if you have a different name than where we're looking, then you've got to put what that name is. All right. So go ahead and share and come on back here and write share. Okay. Sydney says, I usually train alone at home, most often in the same basement room. All right. At home, the backyard, and with family and friends. Okay. I can't share because it kicks me off of you. Oh, really? Well, if you had like you could share after Karen and then just come back and put it in the comments, because we can, the team's going to be checking this tomorrow. We're giving away 2 prizes, two tug toys tomorrow, one at the end of today. All right. I am going to also share with you, we had the big gem winner. So yesterday was a pretty involved live feed. If you didn't catch it, you might want to go back and look at it. And it was really about how to solve your own dog training problems, the approach that you need to take and to get out of your own way and get things done. And it really comes down to, are you training? Are you training? And if you're not training, let's figure out why and let's get you training. So that was yesterday's. And here was the gem that we picked. Oh, that's what the gem winner is going to win. So here is the gem. I have to come off here and take that away, the question. So from Tara Walter, congratulations. Tara wrote, as with all things, we make time for the things that are important to us. Identify the problem, make a plan to change it, act on the plan. Use my own daily habits as triggers to schedule the training time a few minutes here and there throughout the day. There's no excuses now. There are no excuses, because you just need to make everything a priority for you. Make your dog a priority for you. Make your dog's life a priority for you. Make the dog's ability to have a great life a priority for you. All right. So thank you to the great people at Blue 9 for their, I got to get this right now. I constantly call this the wrong thing. Restore bed. All right. It's a restore bed. See, it can go on top of your, on your climbs, or it's just so cozy. You might want to curl up on it yourself. All right. So these beautiful restore, you can get them in doubles as well. I think they're one of the greatest things to come out in the pet world in the last, well, it just came out like, I think last week, maybe. I don't know. I just saw it for the first time last week. Okay. So the question of the day was, where do you do most of your dog training? And I'm going to also share with you that yesterday we had another winner. I'm looking on my team. Let me see if I have it here. We had a share winner from yesterday. Okay, Lisa, if you could write that here for me and let me know who that was while we move on. Okay, so I'm going to back to your comments and find out where you guys are doing your training, because all of you should be doing the vast majority of your training at home, because you're with your dog at home the vast majority of the time, aren't you? That if you, as I suggested yesterday, built it into your routine of the day, to your habits, then you would be doing the vast majority of your training at home. So if you're not, then that would be something that you might want to change. And I'm going to share with you today how you can do that. Okay. Yesterday, also getting a restore bed is Chris, ROJAK. Chris, you were a share winner yesterday. So you guys, 3 chances to win today, to win shares. Okay. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through our programs and help you decide where you and your dog would fit within our coaching programs. So while I'm reading your comments, and I do read them, it's a really cool thing that I can do this. I can read all the comments from YouTube and Facebook as it scrolls by. I would like to know, are you currently one of our online students? Are you considering it? Or you're just here to get as much as you can because at this time it's not working for you? So just leave me a comment about that. And I'm going to share with you, here's quite often what I find happens is people, when I used to teach in-person classes during the week, people would show up and they had all the optimism, all the excitement to get down with their lessons. And they get home alone, and see if this isn't you now. They get home alone and they get paralyzed. And maybe you don't even go to a class. I'm going to train my puppy or my dog. I'm going to do it all on my own. And you might get some free lessons from the internet. You might get some ideas from YouTube, but then all your good intentions, when you get thinking with your thoughts and you're not training with friends, you're in your community of one, and all of a sudden, all these negative emotions come up, that you feel judged because your dog isn't as far ahead as their litter mate, or you feel guilty because you're not training as much, or you're just paralyzed because you don't want to make a mistake. So you're just paralyzed, and you end up living in this like building filled with negative emotions where you feel like you know, I really want to do the right thing, but I can't because I'm afraid to do the wrong thing. And as I've mentioned before, I think this is worth bringing back, is got to give yourself grace, guys. No matter where you are, no matter where you started, give yourself grace and understand that everybody has moments, and it's moving beyond those moments that make a difference for you and your dog. So give yourself a break and know that quite often you need to be intentional about the community that you're training with. And that's why I encourage you to look at any of our online programs, because this is the community. This is one of the big reasons why I continue to teach our online classes, is because this is what our community is like. It's home. It doesn't matter what classroom. The community is one of support and enrichment. So that's what I want to share with you today. And from all of our programs, we're coming from the basis that our dogs are always doing the best they can with the education we've given them in the environment that we've put them in. So I'm going to go through, no matter where you are, there is an opportunity for you to learn from us and to be part of this kind of community. So number one, we have Crate Games Online. That is the basis of everything we do. It starts with the game of It's Your Choice, where we give the dog the opportunity to make their own choices. And then there are some layers. And if you've gone through our Connected Dog series that we've had running for the last week, if you've been able to watch those videos, you would have downloaded some of those lesson plans that lead us up to making crate games super easy for a dog, because they've learned that when they choose correctly, they get reinforcement for us. So Crate Games is we have a couple programs that are self-guided, in that you go into the community, you decide whether you want to join for 30 days or a year, and you just watch the videos and download what we have, the written material we have for you there. But the community isn't there for you because it's independently driven. And that's why we have it at such a reasonable offering. You can get it for $19 because some people just cannot, or they're not in a financial position that they can join our online community for 3, 4, 5 months a year. All right. So this is independent. And just so you know, that when you join Recallers, you actually get a version of Crate Games Online. It's a lighter version so that you can move on with your Recaller games. All right. And now I am going to be watching the comments. I'm going to try, and my team will be putting them in for me. So if you have any questions about any of this, you let me know. All right. So that is, Susan, I just want to follow your training. That start at Crate Games. Or you could get, I want to follow your training and I really need my dog's nails done. And so Pedicure Please might be something that you're going to be looking into. And before you get crazy, Pedicure Please is also it's a bonus we give to all of our recallers. The difference is when you're doing Crate Games or Pedicure Please in recallers, it's not a $19 program then. It's like a $200 program, because you have myself and our coaches to help you every step of the way. We hold your hand. If things look different for you, then like your dog is presenting in a different way. For example, when I do Tater's nails, he's in a sit because he's a brachycephalic dog and it was just more convenient. We had to do had surgery done on his nose so he can breathe better. But back then, it was easier for him. He probably could do the normal Pedicure Please, but for my Border Collies, they all lie on their side. And my Terriers did the same, lied out on their side. And so when you're getting Pedicure Please, that you are again, it's independent from recallers. It is, here's the information, here are the videos, here are the downloads, and you are working independently, which is why we can offer things like Crate Games and Pedicure Please at a very reasonable investment, just to get people started to see what it's like to train with us. Now, why would you even do something like Pedicure Please? we had this phenomenal note that came in from a veterinarian who's in our recallers program. And she said, you know, that they encourage everyone to go through Pedicure Please in their clinic. And she said, here's the reason. So often people say, I'll just let my vet do the nails. And she said, a lot of the times those dogs could have been easy to deal with at home, but they get into a veterinary clinic and they're more nervous because of the sights and the smells. And so they get into a bit of a struggle to cut their nails, but they have to get the nails cut because that's what the people wanted. And eventually the dogs learn to hate going to the veterinarian clinic because, oh, I might get my nails done. And then when they want to do a simple procedure, you get an ear infection or the dog doesn't feel well. You're adding all kinds of stress on that. Yeah, Swaggy. You're adding all kinds of stress on that because you relied on the veterinarian to cut your nails. Not your nails personally, but your dog's nails. It doesn't have to be like that. Pedicure Please is a program that we help our recallers work through. I want to groom my dog's ears. I want to brush my dog's teeth. It's all there, part of Pedicure Please. Again, if you're in a position where, Susan, I really just can't invest in one of your programs right now, then this is another great place to start. Crate games, then Pedicure Please. All right. And I showed this video yesterday, but I'm going to share it with you again. I this was from yesterday's, I think it was yesterday's live. And I just shortened the video. So put it all together. This was when
He's strong too.
Didn't want anyone touching his teeth. And you can hear that. I'm not calling him, and there's nobody else in the house. Hey, bud. Did you want your nails cut? Oh, I know. Come on over here where everyone can see you. I know, it's exciting. It's nail cutting time. Nail cutting time. Yeah. So good. So good, isn't it? Time to cut the nails. You were sleeping, but you get to cut your nails. Yeah. Catch. That's a good boy. So that's where we've progressed to. And all of my dogs, they're completely at peace and happy. It's cooperative. They are in control of getting their nails cut, and it's cooperative. They offer that up. All right. So the first level where we actually have a classroom for you is a program called Homeschool the Dog. Now, Homeschool the Dog is you get 4 months in this online community. We put this together to help people who, like, $500 is a big investment for recallers. So we put together Homeschool the Dog at an investment of only $300. And so people could get an idea, do I really want to go on to recallers? Well, during our cyber event, it's not $300. And this is where a lot of people say, I can go into Homeschool the Dog. I can afford $49. I get an idea of what it's like being in the Susan's community. And I'm going to maybe not be a full year on commitment. I'm just going to try it. Or some people who are already in our other programs like recallers or Handling 360, they join Homeschool the Dog because it's the only place you get access to WAG Nation. WAG Nation is a membership that's only $10 a month, and you get a little dog training snippet from me every month, and you get a trick, the lesson plans to teach your dog a trick every month. So 12 new tricks, 12 a year, and 12 little snippets of dog training from us every year. So people want into WAG Nation, and the only way to get there is to be a member of Homeschool the Dog. So that's how it evolved. And right now, it's not $300 for you. It's because you're watching this, you can get it for $49 just until the end of today. Okay, so that is what it looks like in the just for 4 months. You're a member 4 months with us in Homeschool the Dog. Now, when people say, Susan, I've got a new puppy, I've got a rescue dog, where should I go? If at all possible, the first place I tell people is recallers. It's a year of coaching with us. It doesn't take you a year to get through the program. There's 40 different games, and you probably could get through it in 4 to 6 months. However, some people take a year because every dog is different. So if I'd gone through, when I went through recolor games with Tater, if he's done all the games, actually he's the star of some of them, we couldn't get through them all in the first year. We got through most of them in the first 4 months, and some of them took longer for him. All right, so it's a year, and if you go to our website, it's normally $767. But right now, for our people who are watching this during the cyber event, it's for $499. You can get that, and these are U.S. prices. Just so it's clear to everybody. And when I tell people it's U.S. pricing, then here's what happens. This is all the I can't do that. No, I can't because your brain is trying to give you an excuse. No, don't change. Just keep it as it is. Just keep it as it is. Don't change anything. And so US currency, that's a good reason. Oh, no. I live in a country that exchange rate, Canada, is a bad exchange rate. I can't do that because that's, $800, $900. There are people who have joined our programs and have written in and told us from their country that they live in, some of the countries in Africa and some of the countries in some of the Eastern Bloc in Europe, it's been their entire month's salary to join one of our programs. But they see that as an opportunity to learn and to grow in a community. So recallers, if at all possible, is when we tell people to really immerse yourself in this kind of learning for a year. And there's not just the 40 games. If you go to our the cyber event information page, you will see, I'll put that link up in a second. You're going to see with recallers, you get Pedicure Please and coaching through it. You get Bring Me, how to teach your dog to retrieve. You get how to teach your dog to tug. Like there's just all these extra bonus courses that we put into recallers. So that's why it's a year, because there's so many other things that you can do while you're with us. Plus, we get you to repeat the games. You can repeat them as often as you want because you're in control. It's not like a Facebook classroom. It's a custom built classroom that I'm just going to brag. I'm going to take a minute to brag on my team right now because they're always doing things to help our community have a better opportunity to learn. For example, in recallers right now, we're testing out accessibility tools. What does that look like? If you're neurodivergent and the colors are too much, there's a button for neurodivergent people that they can alter the presentation of the material that we're giving them, the view. If you are hearing impaired, if you are blind, we have a reader. So we have all these accessibility tools that we've done just to help our students have the best experience possible. So you'll see all of that is something we're just testing out for the first time in recallers. So now you say, Susan, that's great, but my dog's pretty well behaved. I'm here for agility. So the first level of agility where I would tell you to start is in Handling 360, where we take all the skills that dog's gonna need to understand, and we put it into 6 classrooms for you. 6, not 6 modules. These are 6 separate classrooms, and each classroom has many modules within it. So this will take you a year to work through all of these lessons. But afterwards, you're going to be a star of your agility class. You're going to walk into the ring with such confidence because people, as we've said, you guys have let me know in the comments, some of you train at home, some of you go to classes. Some people join our online communities to help them do better in their classes. Some of them, they just live in areas where they're remote, and so this is their classroom. And some people just have dogs who don't feel comfortable being around other dogs, especially in an agility classroom where they're moving super fast. So they want to have that dog learn in the comfort of their own home before they take them around other dogs. So that's what it looks like being in Handling 360, working through at your own pace, at your dog's pace, obviously, each of the layered classrooms. So 6 classrooms. And the 6 classrooms are normally $1,800, but just for today, until the end of today, it's $997 for all 6 classrooms, all of them. All right. Quite often when you see online learning in the sport of dog agility, it might be $400 to $500 just for one classroom. You're getting all 6 of them for for $997. Okay. Now, you might also say, well, I actually would like to learn how to teach running contacts, or I want to fix my dog's weave pulls, or I want my dog to be faster in agility, or I'd like to learn directionals, or my mental game needs help. I need to understand how I can be a focused competitor, or I want ideas on fitness for my dog. How do we keep an agility dog fit? All of that is in Agility Nation. So we have WAG Nation is for trick training. Agility Nation is a lot more robust in that there's so many things we have to teach our agility dogs. So there's 5 new pieces of information that go in every month, not rather than just the 2. Okay. So Agility Nation, you can join it for 1 month and have access to the 400 different lessons that are in there. Or you can decide that I'm all in. You're going to save yourself some money, and you're going to invest in a year in Agility Nation. And the final classroom it's not really a classroom. It's like a membership, and it's something I'm just going to share it with you. It may not be of interest to you because it's really an in-depth deep dive. We call it IC Peeps. It's Susan Garrett's Inner Circle people. And we get together online on a Zoom class once a month for a couple hours where I share a concept of science and dog training. Sometimes we have guest speakers. Once a year, we have 2-day event. So it's a really deep dive into dog training this way. And normally it's $4,000 to be a member for 1 year. And for our cyber event, it is $2,997. Okay, so those are all of the opportunities. And I'm going to now look and see if you guys have any questions, or I'll look on my team channel here and see if there's any questions that have popped up. Okay, so question from Tracy: is there a specific handling class for confirmation? And no, I do not have a handling class for confirmation. And I'm trying to think of I have showed in confirmation myself. And so what you really need is a dog that you need an understanding of shaping skills in order to be able to train that dog. So I would say start with Homeschool the Dog would be a great place to start from there. And that could be a great idea for WAG Nation because it would just be fun things to teach a dog how to gait and how to stand. Okay, from Darlene: Susan, I want to join Recall. My issue is I don't have the funds until Friday, December the 3rd. I'd like the monthly payments. Is that an opportunity? Is this opportunity one time? My 5 dogs and I need this desperately. Okay, Darlene, because you guys are watching this, what you can do is you can join today for the monthly plan. And in December 3rd, when you have the ability, you can contact my team and say, Susan said, my team hates it when I do this. Susan said that's my team's, that's their email address, giving it out for the world. Susan said that I can change from monthly to annual, and we'll just apply what you've already invested, and we'll just make it out to the annual. All right. Any of you who are stuck, that you really need help to bridge this, maybe the investment is too much at this moment, contact my team. They can help you out. They are benevolent. They are kind. They're empathetic. They're amazing people. Like, when I say amazing, I mean, the word amazing gets thrown around a lot. My team is like out of the park amazing. Okay, next question. I'm looking. Is it reasonable to expect we can get through Handling 360 in 1 year? Possibly, Amy, but not likely. Is it reasonable to expect you can get through enough of Handling 360 that you will have the most amazing agility dog you ever dreamt possible? 100% sure. But I put so much information there. I put all these different courses that, no, you're not going to be able to get through every single thing. No, I put it in there so that nobody can get through every single thing. But you will get through. If you get to our 4th classroom, you will have an amazing agility dog. The fourth classroom is now you're going to have a star. Like people are going to go, where did you learn all that? All right. The fifth and sixth classrooms, those are bonuses. Those are bonuses. Okay. From Sandy, is there in H360 a guidance when you only have a small space and not all the equipment to do the games? An instruction to build the fences to start with stuff you can get easily. So Sandy, so many of our Handling 360 students are limited by space. Some of them don't even have a backyard. They've built little jumps and they take them to a park. We have a video, a case study video, which is of a woman. It's a really great little story. Maybe we'll put a link in the comments for you to watch and be inspired by. No, you don't have to have a big backyard to do Handling 360. You don't have to have all of the equipment. You just have the desire to want to play with your dog. And a lot of H360 in the first two classrooms you can do in your living room. Absolutely. When is a good time to join H360? Should dogs be actively involved in agility? No, Michelle. No, please join Handling 360 before you ever think of doing agility. Handling 360 gives you the tools so that agility becomes easy. What happens, and this works too, a lot of people take direction from somebody else and then they go, okay, I'm struggling. My dog isn't getting this. And then we have to unlearn everything. My own sister, she was taking a class, an agility class, and she told me, oh, I signed up for agility. And she said to me, my instructor has never heard of you. And I said, please get out of the classroom. And she said, oh, you think I said, if they have not heard of me, that means they really don't follow agility at a high level. And you don't have to follow it you just have to have an interest in knowing what is going on. And what's going to happen if you're just somebody who went through a few levels of agility and said, I've got the access to a big fenced in field. I'm going to teach other people this. What is the likelihood that they're going to do something that is unsafe for your dog or unsafe for you? And what happens is you crush your dog's confidence or you crush your confidence and you leave the sport. You do this right, you're going to love the sport. Your dog's going to love the sport. People who don't do it right, they just follow instructions and think eventually your dog's going to learn to like it. They don't. They learn to not want to go in the car with you. They learn to not, or they just start running around and being crazy and they get hurt. So absolutely, you join Handling 360 like at any time you can. Now, if you have an 8-week-old puppy, it's not right to start in Handling 360. You would start in recallers for sure. But if your puppy is moving along through recallers and you've got some great teamwork starting to form, then your puppy's 6, 8 months old. Yes. Even younger, actually 5 months old, you could join. There's a lot of flat work in Handling 360 that I don't want anyone putting their puppies on agility equipment, but we have a lot of flat work that you can do as your puppy's growing up. Okay. Can you take Handling 360 and Agility Nation together? That comes from Trish. Trish, you can. My recommendation, though, is copy down the name, the address of my team, wag@dogset.com, right there in front of me. Join Handling 360 now, and in a month or two, then contact the team and say these words. Susan said that I can have Agility Nation at the same investment from Cyber, because I want you to be settled in the classroom. I don't want you to feel pressure that you have to do everything at once. I want you to feel settled and then go and look at, I want to teach weave pulls. I want to teach contacts. I want to teach directionals. I want to do some fitness for my dog. That's when you join into, I hope that makes sense. Okay. So let's just get you settled and knowing your way, how to navigate the lesson plans. Then we go in. Aspen's only 8 months. Is that too old for agility jumps? Yes. So my puppy is 7.5 months. I still have not, I have no plans to do jumping with her for several months. She does bumps. We do grids. You'll see that in Agility Nation, but we don't do jumps. We don't do dog walks or seesaws. She just learned a tunnel for the first time last week. Well, she actually had taken some on her own, but for the first time, we actually taught her about tunnels. She loves going through tunnels and over A-frames. Please, please, please stop putting her over A-frames. No good can come from that. Should I hold off H360 until she's old enough for jumps? No, Trish, now. Great time right now. There's a lot of people who teach agility classes. Like, agility is such a popular sport. There's tens of thousands of people that do agility. There aren't enough in-person classes. And so people just go through a few levels and they go, I'm going to teach agility. They don't know how to put in the layers to help a dog be confident and successful. Please don't, just because somebody has equipment doesn't mean they understand how to teach agility. Please, thank you. I just want your dogs to have an amazing life and love the things that you want to put them in. It's super dangerous to get them on equipment too early or to teach them weave poles. Or, I don't do that until my dogs are 14 months old because the way we teach it is so easy. It's like the dogs pick it up super fast. Should I have my dog on leash whenever I play these games in homeschool? Karen, that's a great question. We recommend that you set up an area in your house. Now, for me, when I'm teaching a rescue dog, that might just be the bathroom, like a tiny little bathroom that I start. Eventually, after a week of this, your dog's gonna have so much focus for you. I want to tell you a story, and you guys will know about this dog. His name is just Streaker. Streaker was a dog that I rescued, a Jack Russell Terrier that I rescued. I was his third home. He was about 14 months old. And nobody wanted him. They said he was not going to be good at sports. He peed everywhere in the house. He didn't have any drive to do anything with. And I wrote a journal about my training, everything I did. And if you're in Recolors, you will find that in the library. And so when I first took Streaker out of his, and I didn't have the big building. I had a small room downstairs. I would train my dogs. I would take Streaker out of his crate upstairs. I'd put the leash on him and I'd run him downstairs because if you paused, he would be marking somewhere on the furniture. So we run downstairs, and my first training sessions were literally seconds long. And I would just be playing our basic games that you'll find in Homeschool the Dog and in Recolors. And then I'd run him back upstairs into his crate, throw him a handful of cookies. That was it. I would do that 3 or 4 times a day. By day 3, I could take him off leash because he was running to the door and clawing at the door. He wanted to go down and play these games, right? Now, obviously, he got a lot of exercise outside. We did a lot of other things, but he just loved that interaction. So at first, yes, you might need to keep your dog on a leash or train in a small room, but eventually the dogs are so in love with this kind of training. They can't wait. Their focus, and this is where I mentioned yesterday, my dog's focus on me is a byproduct of the way I train. I don't ever teach them, watch me. I ask my dogs to do something, they do it because it's a game. They love it. Okay. Next question. From Tracy. I have a 1-year-old male Dane. Oh, how cute is that? And need him to listen better, walk on a leash better, and understand he can't slow climb on people. Because I know Danes, because I've trained a lot of Danes, I can see the slow climb. I absolutely see that, Tracy. Handling 360. Handling 360, why am I saying that? Because there is a bonus in handling, not only the layers that will help you out in a big way, Tracy, but we have a bonus classroom that's coming out in Handling 360 in the next little while. Like, it's already been videoed, it's already been edited. It's called jaywalking, and it teaches you how to teach your dog to walk with a J in the leash, that the dog wants to walk with a J in the leash. You know what, Debbie? Your dog doesn't have to be a giant to slow climb. Tater Salad, he's a slow climber too. And it's like it's like you can see it happening, but yeah, not anymore. But that's the way he was. I mean, I guess it's better than them like catapulting on you. Okay, I'm looking to see. I'm looking to see if there's any other questions before I sign off. Happy, and I guess I should put this up here. You guys want to learn more about our classrooms? Just go to dogsthat.com/cyber, because, you know, I don't want to sound like, oh, like the world's going to end if you don't join our programs today. This is a great time to join, but you have to decide, like, are you in the right place? Do you want to learn in this way, in a game-based program that is strategic? We've been doing it for decades. We've had tens of thousands of students that have had success. It is possible for you. And the really cool thing about it is we give you a guarantee, right? I'm super protective of my community. Remember I mentioned that my community is like this, like it's about being there for each other. I am super protective of that. And so that's why we offer a refund period in all of our classes. I don't want anybody in there that doesn't feel like they belong. I don't want anyone to say, oh, I paid for that, I'm stuck. No, you are coming to a really special place. And if you get there and decide, man, this is too hippie groovy for me, I need out, I need you to be able to get out. And that's why we have that refund for everybody. So there's no risk to anybody joining today. Join, take a look around, decide if we are your people, if you're in the right place, and then celebrate with us. And if not, you don't even have to tell us why, right? Just ask for a refund, right? wag@dogsthat.com. You will have it instantly. Okay. Well, as instant as your bank will put it on your credit card. It's not like I asked for a refund from something. I bought some sweatpants. They bought me the wrong sweatpants. You should see a refund on your credit card in the next 90 days is what they told me. Huh? I run a business. I know we can do that in a blink. Like, look, it's there. We can do that. Okay. I have okay. My dog walks sideways. Karen says my dog walks sideways. Why? Do you know why? I can tell you right now. It's a big R word, reinforcement. Reinforcement builds all the behavior. And so our dogs walk sideways most often so that they can see the cookie jar. They can see our face. They can see our hands. That's most often. And so jaywalking, I need my dogs. Do you hear Swagger singing to you? I need my dogs beside me. Beside me because Waggy, can you come up here? There. I need my dogs come over here. Come over here a little closer so everyone can see you. I need my dogs walking beside me because I think that makes great family pets. But I also need my dogs walking beside me because I want to do agility. And a dog that keeps wanting to cut in front of me, that makes it more difficult. Right, Swags? Am I right or am I right? Give me one chomp. It's not a stuffed animal, really. You're a kook. Show them you're real. Show them it's a real animal. No, I got nothing here for you. One. Give me thank you. Okay. I'm giving away a prize right now. While you guys are thinking of more questions for me, I'm going to give away a For My Merles tug toy. And it is going to go to, I'm going to write this out, LJ and Bondi. So LJ and Bondi, guess what? There we go. LJ and Bondi, you win today's tug toy from For My Merles in our share contest. Okay. What is the difference between H360 and Agility Nation? So the most important part of agility, what makes agility so much easier is the handling. It's a language between the dog and the owner going around an agility course, right? So it's a communication. Some of it is your physical actions. Some of it is your verbal actions. And so you still here? Come here. And so handling 360, we teach you the communication with your dog. And Agility Nation is where we teach the obstacles, how to do a seesaw, how to teach a dog in the 15 layers that we put into a seesaw. So when I first was taught a seesaw, do you know what I was taught? Put a dog on this board with a cookie, hold the board, drop it to the ground, cookie, they're off. Did I say the word seesaw, man? Momentum's obsessed with a seesaw. That's how I was taught a seesaw. And my dog took 2 years to recover from the trauma of when I started dropping the board. We teach it in Agility Nation, and I'm pretty sure it's 14 or 15 different layers to make sure there's nothing but confidence in any dog, no matter what the background. And so Agility Nation is the obstacles, and there's fitness, and there's some drills. We give you drills with if you have an agility dog already and you want, I don't know what to think of to how to do some handling at home, we give you drills every month. We give you, so it's Agility Nation is the obstacles and new ideas once you've gone through Handling 360. And I'll let you in on a little hint. For everybody, once you've done Handling 360, at the end of that, we give you a great opportunity to be a part of Agility Nation. There, cat's out of the bag. Okay, yes, I did say the C word, seesaw. Okay, any other, and yes, so as Terry mentioned, that there's a lot of things that you can set up in your backyard that we share with you in Agility Nation. Okay, my Sheltie cuts me off. Are treats necessary to keep her next to me? So the question is, my dog cuts me off. Are treats necessary? Reinforcement builds behavior. So if I was to take any one of my dogs, you guys pick, I'm going to put my dog's name. So who's up here? We got Mentum, you haven't done. Oh, my dogs would stay beside me just with my body language because they know that's where the value comes in. That's where the value is from. Your dogs are cutting you off because, especially Shelties, they want to see your face or they want to get out. But once there's value here, which we teach you how to do it in our jaywalking program, which you can only get through recallers, once there's value there, they want to stay beside you. Okay. If I'm already competing in agility, would Agility Nation be good to follow? Tracy, yes, but I'm going to ask you, is your handling at a place where you're thrilled with it? It could be. And if yes, then definitely get into Agility Nation. That's the program for you. If, though, your dog goes the wrong way, if you walk courses and you're not sure how you should be handling, then Handling 360 would be the one for you. Okay, let's see Tater. Okay, can you get off? Monka, can you get off? Tater salad. Up it up. Can you come? Everyone wants to see you. There. Thank you. That's Tater. Do you want to do something for them? Do you want to give me a paw? Give me a wait. Thank you. That's awesome. You're a good boy. Okay, so there's Tater salad. Will jaywalking be in recallers? Jane, yes, it will. Jaywalking will be in recallers very soon. It's exciting, I know. Yeah. Are you a goober? He looks like he's like one of the smartest dogs in the house, and there's always something going on in that head, even though you might not know what it is. You can get off if you want. TT, do you want to get off or do you want to stay there? Okay. Any other questions? Here we go. Oh, wait, I saw another one here. Should I join homeschool or recallers? I can't afford them both. Tracy, recallers first. If there's no question. Recallers has got so many things in there, so many opportunities. Recallers is like you want the best family pet ever. It's all in there. So the 40 games are amazing. But as I said, how to walk on a loose leash, how to retrieve a toy, how to coach you through your pedicure, please, all of your grooming, all of those are just extras for our recallers community. Okay. Thank you for being here on these live streams. Thank you, guys. Oh, my swagger. I said thank you. I didn't say that I was hanging up. They might still have questions. How far three recallers, how far through recallers maybe before I start? That's a question you could ask us in recallers for sure. Okay. Which program to deal with fear aggression? Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, I am not saying that all aggression is going to be solved by being in recallers, because I don't know how reactive your dog is or where you're starting from, but I can tell you hundreds upon hundreds of dogs have lived a better life where they started in a life of isolation because of the reactivity. Recallers has made a massive difference in those dogs' lives. So recallers for sure. Get in there and try it and see if you don't see a difference by this time next week. I think you will with your dog. I think you will. No, homeschool is not part of recallers. Homeschool the dog is a separate program. What would be if you just wanted agility? Handling 360, Karen, is definitely, if you just want to do agility, Handling 360 is a program for you. What sort of equipment do you need to benefit from Handling 360? For the first two classrooms, you don't need anything other than some traffic cones and one jump, maybe two. For the third classroom, one tunnel would be great, but we can make do with what you've got. All right. And then beyond that, then you need a couple of tunnels and some jumps. That's it. You never need more than a couple of tunnels and some jumps in Handling 360. That's it. You still here, buddy? Somebody just came in. If I told my sister that does agility, would recallers be best? It depends if the dog doing agility is leaving the ring and they're distracted and they're not having fun, come back to recallers for sure. For sure. Is there a 4-month for recallers, or it's just the investment is for a year, right? So you join for the entire year because there's so much in there. I can't afford recallers, so join Homeschool the Dog. It's great. Thank you, Caroline. And from there, Caroline, you can move on to recallers when it's a more feasible option for you. Rhonda, currently in homeschool, do you recommend recallers concurrently? Depends how far along you are, Rhonda, but yeah. If you can swing it, then yes. But if you just join Homeschool the Dog, I'd give it a month and then get the team's address, contact them, say Susan said. Oh my gosh, Teresa, get that 10-week-old puppy in recallers. Do not blink. Do not hesitate. You will have the best foundation ever for an agility dog. That really is how I train all my puppies, is the recallers program. Trust me. I don't know how much more I can do to emphasize how important that would be for your 10-week-old puppy. I have no one to train with. So grateful for you doing so much to keep me motivated. For those of you who just can't swing, joining one of our programs, which at the very least, Homeschool the Dog should be where you're looking. But if you can't, guys, go to my YouTube page. There are a lot of training videos there that can help you. Right? I don't want you to be floundering. I don't want you to be in a place where you're going that I get completely absorbed with all the negative thoughts that I have because I feel like I'm on an island with all my dog training problems. I don't want you to feel like that. That's why I'd love for you to be part of our community. But if that doesn't work for you, get to my YouTube channel. There is so much for you there. Okay. Are fitness exercises included in recallers? No, there are no fitness exercises included in recallers. However, those 40 games Some of them involve a lot of movement for you. And yeah, for my puppy, for the first month and a half of her life, that was her fitness, really. Sitting and chasing. That was it. Okay, I'm going to sign off, guys. And thank you for being here on these live feeds for the past few days. And if you have any questions at all, just go to my team and you can write them. I think if you go to that, you'll see a live chat button that you can talk to somebody on my team. And if you still have questions, just write them in. Remember, my team, I told you all about them, right? Beyond amazing. What's the word beyond amazing? Whatever it is, that's who they are. Thank you for your time, guys. And hopefully we'll see you inside. I just can't wait to see the improvement. And last night I said, check December 5th. That's when I want you to say, how much better am I at now? And the really way you're going to get better is to be in part of one of our community programs. See ya.